Welcome back. A very special edition of Home Wizards. We're broadcasting live from the Post Parade because we're still celebrating New Year's. I hope you are too. This is your chance to really enjoy and take in the beauty of these Rose Parade floats that are created really over a year-long process. And if you have time, you can come on down till 5 tonight. We're right here at the corner of Washington and Sierra Madre Boulevard. If you think Pasadena High School, that's the location. And if you go to the Tournament of Roses website, tournamentofroses.com, it has all the information on how to get here and the shuttle and so forth. But it really is so much fun, and it never gets old. To Raul Rodriguez, who is one of the premier float designers. And Raul, congratulations on, again, spectacular floats like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and then some.
We won 9 out of 11.
Oh my goodness gracious! But again, the idea you probably saw on TV or heard about: Discover's float, the Dole float, of course the Natural Balance float with those diving dogs. And we're going to be talking to them soon. Now that was the heaviest float that won the Guinness Book of World Records, right? Because of all the water.
It sure did.
And
last
I understand
year, the longest.
The longest. And so how do you design a float when there's a lot of famous creatures, or in this case, famous dogs on the float, but you also want the float to have the beauty?
Well, that is a challenge.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, working with Natural Balance and has been just fantastic. And
those bulldogs,
weren't they just great?
So cute.
So
how did
precious.
Sebastian, your bird, take to the dogs?
Well, he's interested in them, but I don't really get them together. But they're it's just wonderful to see them all.
The Canard Cruise Line, that was a beautiful float.
Their first year out, and they took the Queen's Trophy.
And the Ronald Reagan float, we're going to be talking with them soon because this is their centennial, the Ronald Reagan Foundation. And, of course, this had those beautiful floorographs of his life through kind of a sepia-toned photo.
Exactly.
How did you come up with that idea?
Well, you know what? That came up a while back with, I remember we did it on the Hilton float with the Statue of Liberty. And it just works because it's taking the beauty of the photograph and making it in sepia tones, because the way it pops away from all the reality of color all around.
Yeah.
And
it's amazing how black can look so beautiful, the blacks and the grays,
It was very dramatic and yet very reverent, and it was just beautiful. I'm working with the foundation with the three float companies that I get to work with, Fiesta Parade Floats.
Phoenix.
No, I don't work with Phoenix, but
AES.
I like Phoenix a lot.
Yeah.
And Artistic Entertainment and Charisma, who built the 911 float.
Right. And let's see here. You did the Beverly Hills float. Everyone is asking on the Beverly Hills float. The tile around the fountain looks so real.
Well,
how did you do that?
Well, you know what? That's really an art form, and I give a lot of. Well, Jim Hine, floral director, is just beyond belief. I mean, he's incredible, and that was one that I think really added to the beauty of that float, because we took an iconic fountain
in the city.
That's right.
It was stunning.
Boulevard.
And you know what you hear about from talking with the different folks like you, that blue is one of the most difficult colors to portray on a float.
Because
it has, of course, there's the iris, and of course, orchids, but it really comes down to
colors on the Beverly Hills float were just extraordinary.
Let's see, City of Torrance, another great float, Kaiser Permanente. Oh, Uno, the Uno card game, China Airlines, and then the 911 float, that with the LA County Firemen Benefits and Welfare. Again, more fluorographs. And that is with that photo, that famous photo at Ground Zero with the firemen erecting the flag. And
you have great recall.
Well, I mean, a lot of people, they were standing in those grandstands saluting.
Absolutely. It was just really moving.
And isn't it true that the vials in that float came from all over the country with messages?
With messages and names.
To the victims and to the survivors.
I mean,
so did you get to meet some of those folks?
I did. And
wow.
Amazing. It's amazing. Just.
I mean, boy, that feels like that would be a heavy responsibility to put together a float of that magnitude.
Yes, it was. It
was.
I
mean, that's history.
It's part of history, and to have that, the Ronald Reagan float, I mean, to me, it's just such an honor for me as a designer.
Wow.
Just to be part of the embryo stage of concept.
I mean, you go from the light and fuzzy, the bulldogs, surfing and jumping into this pool of, I understand, heated water.
Right.
To the seriousness of Ronald Reagan's life and the September 11th. I mean, you're like really, you have quite the range of.
Well, I think the spectrum is what adds to the beauty of what we're seeing today. And if we can start off the new year on a positive, to really inspire thinking and inspire what we need to do.
So the next time people watch floats, either on TV or in person, what will you hope that they look for or see and appreciate?
Well, I hope that they appreciate the amount of work and the amount of people. My hat is always off to the amount of people. I always say that I have the pleasure of, during the year, working with 50 to 100 people and then thousands decorating.
Yeah, the
and
volunteers.
And then presenting it to millions. When I ride in the parade yesterday, it was just breathtaking. The humanity that I get to see and the diversity of our fantastic city.
It has been a treat, and it's been too brief talking to you, but I'd love to talk to you again.
You too, Cindy.
You're fabulous.
You're
Raul Rodriguez. Oh, everyone give him a hand. He's incredible. And so the fun continues here at Post Parade. You can come on down if you're inspired. I hope you will come down. We're here till 5 o'clock, a chance to see these floats and see all the beauty in the Rose Parade. Cindy Dole, a special broadcast of Home Wizards on KFWB News Talk 980. The fun continues. We're going to talk about the Dick Clark Rose and your garden next.